to talk about?
Who needed the kind
by
of
the
this new
way,
facility.
my parents are dead.
Bruce, you want to go to Five Guys? My parents are dead. Hey, Bruce.
My
Want to play some
parents
basketball?
were heroes then.
My parents are
dead.
dead. Hey, Bruce, want to go to the movie? Oh.
Today,
That's
on the
right.
anniversary
That's
of that
right.
fateful
No,
night,
I'd love to go to the
we
movies.
dedicate this
What should we
facility
see?
to Thomas
My
and
parents
Martha
are
Wayne.
dead.
Usher in a new
No, Santa Fox, I don't want to watch Meet the Parents with you. My parents are dead.
Harvey,
How
dare
I just
you?
finished telling you about my parents.
My
murder, and you
parents
accuse
are
them of
dead.
being- What?
Did you know about this, Bruce?
How long has your family been dealing with Falcone?
Are your parents dead?
Allegations be true?
What are you telling us?
You have to aim. Get the laser photo.
I better X over there.
Oh, God. We would have never known that it was a picture of, oh no, your dead parents! Did you see it coming, Xander?
Is it really? Fuck, it is!
Magically
He
appeared.
just has dead
Someone
parent
is
shit
going
all around the
after my
house.
family.
So he has to go into flashbacks
Obviously, the Center didn't
constantly.
identify themselves.
Because this can't be like the first
No
time
idea.
that happened.
I mean,
Like
no one's
that
even
has
done
to
their due
happen
diligence.
all the time
press saw
during
the
the
photo.
day. I know what this
your
video's
side is
called.
what matters, not wild speculation.
Turn it off.
Mother's Day.
But Bruce,
Until I know
sorry.
what's really
I'm
going
so
on,
sorry,
I am
Miko.
not speaking to the press again.
What did he just...
you're gonna beat this.
This is
Hold
not
on.
what I want to do.
What the fuck are the charts to the right?
I don't know.
What information
People
could that
are really
possibly...
talking about the bet this week.
For sale.
It's sure to say how dead are his parents. How dead are parents?
Out.
How dead are parents?
Came straight
Parents
from a
still
crime
dead.
scene. Haven't been home yet.
That's one of the charts on the back
City's a
here.
crime scene. You're just walking through it.
What you're holding will make walking it much safer.
Thanks, Bruce.
Well, Lieutenant?
Hey, stick
You're
to
gonna
Jim.
crack up on camera.
on the Dragon News Network. Is your cat waiting to eat you? And someone's hand is up my butt. I'm Xander the Blue, and this is DNN. Hello, and welcome to the fake news. We had another Super Bowl Sunday, or as New Orleans called it, Sunday. Everyone's favorite patriotic concussion fest ended with the New England Patriots beating the new St. Louis Rams in what was described as the world's longest commercial for Ambien. This gives Tom Brady his 6th Super Bowl ring, which gives him the power to snap his fingers, taking half the particles out of all the footballs in the universe. There was also a halftime show. State of the Union finally happened, clocking in at 7 minutes less than the longest ever given by former President Bill Clinton. This would be the second Clinton record Donald had broken, the first being the amount of sucking going on in the White House. The most notable thing about this speech was Nancy Pelosi's clap, which rated 4.3 David Spades on the Sarcastometer. President Trump also recently attributed his radioactive orange glow to his good genes. In fact, 23andMe has traced back his lineage to the homeland of Gritty, America's favorite cross-checking coke addict. President Trump has also been trying to sell his wall again. For a rebuttal, here's a kaiju.
Less than an hour.
Meanwhile, in the 2020 election race, Howard Schultz, the ex-CEO of Bean Juice Mermaid Company, took issue with being referred to as a billionaire, or as he called it, the B word. He'd prefer his wealth be referred to as grande, as so no one can remember what size it actually is. Howard said that the spirit of Seattle informs his deliberation for an independent presidential run, which makes sense as it will rain on everyone's parade. Millennial alert. According to my racist uncle on Facebook, millennials have killed Ruby Tuesdays, napkins, and Ruby Monday, which is just a salad bar entirely made of napkins. Millennials have a... Oh, hold on, I said it 3 times. And finally, Sprint got into a lot of trouble this week when a message from a seal to his penguin lover went out to all of Chicago. The message described in vivid detail how the penguin was looking forward to being devoured by the seal. Chicago is looking forward to giving this polar vortex the cold shoulder. And that's all for today. If you like this, check us out on dragashow.com or YouTube, SoundCloud, or wherever you find podcasts and stuff. And, wait, what was that? Oh my god, the Mueller report is out! The Mueller report is out! This is not a drill, this is not a...
Oh god! I'm a beaver!
What?
It turned me into a giant beaver!
Whoa. Kinda hot.
Like, come here. Oh, yeah.
Get away from
No! No! You want to come to my room party, don't you?
Oh no! Beaver!
Come to my room party!
What the hell, Beaver? I wasn't even invited this far. Get out of here.
Welcome!
Stop chasing me.
Oh! Much like a real beaver...
Oh, the beaver's chasing me at a room party.
Much like
The tables have turned.
Much like a real furry, he eats wood.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'm not sure what I do to bring my sanity back up.
You make axes.
Oh boy, I'm human again.
Maybe I give you clothing. Oh.
Oh, you're starving.
Wait. Oh shit.
Stand still. I'm going to feed you like a little baby bird.
All right, give me barriers. Oh. Thank you, Daniel Bryan.
You're welcome. I'm going.
Xander, what is the first? How experienced in Doom are you?
I played it in middle school, and I installed it off of those hard floppy disks. A lot of them. Twink launchers.
Did you just say Twink launcher?
Yeah. They have fucking what? They got launchers on their backs and they're Twinks.
By the way.
Oh yeah, you're gonna die.
Whoa!
Oh crap!
Oh my god.
Lots of Twink launchers. And there's a daddy. I found the daddy.
You found Cyber Daddy?
I found the daddy demon. He put me in my place.
He put you to bed, huh?
He sure did.
No,
I woke daddy.
that freaking board game.
Daddy's sleeping back.
Daddy.
He's not dead
I
yet.
thought I told you to go to your room.
This level is very mean, and I love it.
Too dark.
Oh, I rolled.
Alkalized basement. Done. Okay, hold on.
Oh, there's two of them.
I see this is the stairway to heaven.
Yes.
You go up there
Heaven.
and you fucking die. Pinky to the brain. Oh shit.
Wait, big brain or little brain?
It was a big brain on wheels, just like Wild Wild West.
He got killed by an arachnotron.
On wheels, huh?
Okay, metal something or other.
Legs?
Legs, yeah, the same thing.
It was an arachnotron. It wasn't a mastermind.
Whoa!
It is a chair, Dragor, okay? Oops, all demons.
It's like a dragger.
The worst flavor of Captain Crunch.
Yeah. The captain really fucked up. These aren't crunch berries at all.
They're hellberries.
I like the dick sucking gun.
What?
I don't know, the fucking Sparky gun looks like it would be a sex toy.
You want to stick your dick in the plasma rifle, huh?
Shut up! It's been a hard quarantine.
His favorite drink, and this is not a joke, 3 parts root beer to 1 parts milk. Poor man's root beer float.
Oh my god.
Yes. And we're not talking about a stein of it. We're talking about he would make pictures of this and just put it next to him it was ridiculous. And he got a lot of people into it. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't good.
He made a thing. He was happy. It's like Taco Bell every month. They come out with a new thing that's never been made before. They call it something new.
A new thing made out of the same 7 ingredients that's never been made before.
Hey guys, made it! The What the Fuckerito! $5 for the What the Fuckerito!
The worst part is, I would buy that.
I would totally buy
You don't even have to tell me what's in it. I would try it.
WTF Burrito would sell. God, I should have been in marketing. God damn it.
You should have.
I know.
Xander, you're really good at marketing.
Okay.
Make a commercial for the What the Fuckerito.
How you doing? It's the What the Fuckerito. That's how it starts. Got a mask? Got no mask? I don't give a shit. What the Fuckerito?
Here at Taco Bell, we realized something. You can put everything into a tray with a little bit of a hoop on it, and if you hit it, it goes into the air. What the Fuckerito? We don't know what's going in it, neither will you.
By the way, wear a mask, everyone. I would. What? I would say. This guy's not trustable. That's why I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
What the
I understand.
Fuckerito?
The What the Fuckerito? Wear a mask.
Wear a mask. Oh, it comes in a $5 box. It's actually $10, but don't worry about it.
We're taking a loss on this one, but we're Taco Bell. We don't care.
Inside there's a cake, and inside that cake there's a shiv. Don't worry about it. Well, what the Fuckerito? Where's the burrito? That's a surprise.
Here at
It's just
Taco
a fucking
Bell,
cake. You get it.
we hide our burritos inside the shiv. We're a little different here at Taco Bell. The What the Fuckerito?
You call him up. All right, I've been told to say that burrito was in your heart the whole time.
That's the
The
passphrase.
burrito's in your mind.
The
burrito's in your mind.
You will find a clearing. Forget your eyes and trust your nose. Find a ferret that'll butter your pancakes. Meet a dragon that wears a robe. Are you starving for cobalt kisses? Would you tell him a joke? Anyway, I'm seeing Zanny, but Alkali is not here. It's time for getting up to something. Is it a little too early now for Brunch? They'll cover everything and nothing. Getting up for brunch on a Sunday. Anyway, Sunday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dragon Show. That is Dragon and Ferret together. I'm Alkali, and Zanny is traveling today, so they will not be with us. Good morning, and welcome to Sunday Morning Brunch. Hope everyone is doing well today. Let's get some music going, shall we? If we turn on Desta. Zanny is actually out visiting some friends. We both needed a bit of a break, and they chose to do theirs on the road, and I could not be happier. Oh, thank you so much for that sub. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription over here on Twitch. I'm not saying use it on the Dragon Show, but use it somewhere. You're right. Bezos doesn't deserve those $5. It is 80 out. I had to close up the garage to make the green screen work. This place is full of flies. It's that time of the year, and it's driving me crazy. And, of course, I've got the swamp coolers going, loaded with ice that's just literally increasing the humidity in this room. I am a goddamn genius. Hey, Weather Fox, what's up, dude? Trying to get that music. Welcome back, buddy. So it's funny, one of you mentioned Baldur's Gate in the chat. We're going to put up a poll right now. We might do this a few times throughout the show. However, for right now, 10-minute poll. This Wednesday, we are off, obviously. We talked about this a little bit ago. We have a thing that we need to do on Wednesdays leading right up to the show, but this is the last Wednesday. So this Wednesday, we are off, so starting not in 3 days, but the next Wednesday. Baldur's Gate. Should we start a playthrough with you all? Is that something that interests you? Obviously, during the audio versions, we will let the computer talk, because yes, the dialogue in that game, everything that is going on, I totally agree with you guys. We don't talk during that part. However, there's combat. There's other things going on. I can talk during that shit. Oh, Atlas, I miss you, buddy. Hold on, I suck at setting things up when Zanny is not here. All right, let's get that music going. It is annoying. Getting the music going used to be a one-button click. Not so much anymore. Royalty-free. No, I need YouTube music. Not YouTube video. Who wants your videos, YouTube? All right. Copyright free. Free, no copyright, classical music. That's right, we're doing classical gas, which would not be copyright free. And of course, nothing is working. There we go. MST3K Baldur's Gate. Yeah, no shit. Moonshine! Owlbear Cub to Adopt. I'm doing a Dark Passenger playthrough. I burned that cave to the ground. That's fucking funny. That would be a plot hole using the song. How is everyone doing today? Hope you don't mind me doing the show solo today. Zan is out having a great time, and I am having my own great time. Yesterday, I woke up, got everything done in the house. The kitchen is clean. The floor is swept. I didn't wash it because I suck. Even to the point where you guys have a junk drawer at home? We have junk surfaces. The kitchen table, which is not used in a traditional table sense. Why would you eat food at a table when you can wander around the house dropping crumbs everywhere? Ooh, who's on their lunch break? I want it. Roxas, it is so goddamn hot. My garage is sweltering. Well, yesterday I finally cleaned off the junk surface. An entire table of items that we were too lazy to put away because none of them went to the same place. And after an hour, our house looks like a house. So I needed to reward myself. I did something yesterday I haven't done in years. Starting at 2 o'clock yesterday, I played Baldur's Gate till about 1 in the morning. And dear God, do I miss relaxing game days. Cannot stress enough how wonderful of a game that turned out to be. I cannot stress enough that, again, there are 4 games of this active in my house. There are 4 different stories going around in what happens in this game, and yesterday I got to experience a bunch of stuff in my personal game that no one else is, because I'm playing a bad guy, which is funny. Twitch baby, Raven, thank you for that subbed. And Bonner Gamer, thank you for the follow. Seriously, guys, really appreciate it. You guys are all amazing. But yeah, it was nice. It was nice to actually have a relaxing day once where I, Top Hat, I made myself a promise that while Zan was gone, I was going to take a green break. I did not smoke any bowls yesterday. The vape pen is empty, however. I didn't even realize it at one point. I had it plugged in on the table. All of a sudden, I looked down and realized it was in my hand, and I had been smoking it for an entire fight. An entire fight. So I did what any normal American would do. I made rules, because we love laws here in America. Just love them. So every time I critical missed, I took a hit. Every time I landed one of my, what do you call that? The stupid things rogues do. Sneak attack. Every sneak attack, I took a hit. I don't remember anything past about 8 o'clock. Relax, silence. It was so nice. Moonbringer, thank you for that sub. Seriously, really appreciate it, man. No, highly recommended just for everyone. Every once in a while, you just need a veg day. And obviously, you know, I think a lot of us, especially furries, go through this because we love to be creative. So it's really hard when you have a moment alone to not think of, well, I have a project to do. Cleaning the house was my project, but that had an end. It was get laundry into a basket. I didn't do laundry. Fuck that noise. Zan's coming home. Their clothes will be disgusting. I'll hold off on that. Washing the bed, just getting everything done. I felt like I had accomplished something. So when I sat down to Baldur's Gate and started rolling nothing but critical misses and 5s for the first hour of gaming, God damn it. Silence, they went out to Pittsburgh to visit some friends of ours that we had not seen in a while. QQH, those are every day for me, but you know, I'm an old school broker. You play through the pain and then realize later that you grew up in a toxically masculine society. B, royalty-free music has a lot to do with funerals. It's, So that's things. That's actually Baldur's Gate. If you haven't heard, they do dynamic rolling, which I still haven't decided if I'm a fan of her yet. But basically, the game realizes when you roll a bunch of critical misses, and it will weigh the dice slightly, but it's fair because it also does it in the opposite way as well. If you start rolling a bunch of 20s, the dynamic will knock you down a bit there. I find so far, I mean, I've only played the game for about 20 hours. I do think it makes a bit more of a fair experience because I did turn it off for one encounter, and that's the encounter that fucked me. I got so many inopportune critical misses, just brutal. Brutal. Weather Fox, I get like that sometimes. It's understandable. Sooner or later, you just gotta... One thing, man. One thing. That's why I did the house. I felt like I would have been angry at myself if I did nothing at all and just sat down and played a game all day. But that's a me thing. Like, guys, do whatever you want. Relax as much as you can. You deserve it. This music makes this a sermon. All right, fine. I'll change the damn music. Sorry, I'm very used to listening to like classical music just because this is what I would listen to. Here we go. Maybe a little different. Wrong window. All right, how's the level on that? It's a little loud? Okay, thanks. That's what I needed. Sure, I do. But no, seriously, everyone, when you get some free time, don't ever feel bad about taking it for yourself, because I did that yesterday and I do not regret it. And man, silence, I can't do ballet. Tap, on the other hand, not like the tap dancing. I just like to put that shit on my shoes so you always know I'm coming, and then try to convince you that I'm wearing high heels while wearing slippers. Oh, Weather Fox. Ouch. Ouch. Music is still loud? Oh, you know why? Because I turned down my microphone due to a jump earlier. Thanks for the heads up, everyone. There we go. That should fix that. Thank you very much. Boozy! God! Hi! How you doing, buddy? Make it much louder. Look, I don't want to hear me either, but that doesn't work. No, but it was a nice, relaxing day. I'm really glad I did this. I am Dart. Boozy, I have to assume that you are enjoying your copy of Baldur's Gate. Oh. All right, we have our first poll. That one finished. Let's see how it went. I wanted to see view results. We have... Well, okay. So we have 5 yeses and 4 tested out for a month. I think that does it. The rest of this month and next Wednesdays will be Baldur's Gate. So... Boozy, okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. Boozy, hydrate, got it. Oh, God, like I said, it is 80 degrees outside and humid as hell here in Chicago. I had to close up the studio, so everything is sealed in the garage. I've got 2 fans going, 1 swamp cooler, and it's getting warmer in here, so that's not good. Weather Fox, that's how money works. Welcome to America. QQH, you will be seeing myself and Zanny and Indy FurCon. Hope I see you there, friend. So, Boozy, I gotta know, how did you find out that the vampire twink was a vampire? Because if you haven't played Baldur's Gate, it's so obvious that they're a vampire, and 2 of my roommates got the storyline where they were woken up during a sleep by a vampire. Boozy got the same one, so Boozy also got woken up in their sleep by the vampire being a vampire. I'm playing a more laid-back character. So randomly yesterday while talking to my group, the vampire just kind of tells me, I need to tell you something. So I'm a vampire, and one of my options was, yeah, no shit, dude. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. You're very laissez-faire about this. So yeah, if you're playing an evil character, he'll just tell you, and you can be cool with him. Weather Fox, that's what got me into this game. I think a lot of you know I play the very disturbing, disgusting game Fear and Hunger. And one of the reasons I'm very into that game is your decisions in the game, well, not text-based decisions, affect the entire game. It infects everything up to killing a random NPC. You'll never get that item from them if you kill the wrong one. Not talking your way through a combat. Talking your way through a combat and realizing the NPC is just following instincts but still has a bit of reality left in them. So you bringing up, it's like, dude, I don't want you to take me to your murderous master. Like, can we just talk? There is a monster in the game that will not attack you when you remind him of his humanity, and that's an advantage. Things like that, things you can find out in the game. Boozy found the bitten boar. I also found the bitten boar. And just stared at him. Like, hey, this boar with vampire marks in its neck right outside of where we met you. Want to explain? And he goes, not really. One of my answers was, okay, cool, dude. So I just let him get away with that one. And yeah, he told me in the camp that he was a vampire. Changed his storyline for me. Boozy, you need the buffs. Shanur, seek help. Miss you, buddy. Your stream avatar is blending into that. Which one are you? Oh, that's funny. That's actually really funny. But yeah, no, when we play Baldur's Gate, which we might do later in the stream, we might play a little bit, we will go into some of the things that we have found in other playthroughs. So bear in mind, during parts where there is no dialogue in the game, this will be a spoiler stream. It has to be. Also, I have to turn off the nudity in the game, which is bullshit. The only complaint that I have so far about the game is the one thing they didn't do. If you walk around nude at the camp, everyone's just cool with it. Every other game I played, they're like, excuse me, you want to put on some pants? My guys are just like, Dick? Nice to see you, buddy. Turn off stream highlights, and I think you're very... Oh! You know what? That's not a bad idea. Yeah, when we play, I'll turn off stream highlights. That's a really good idea. Boozy, are you just leaving the nudity in your game? That's funny. How do you know where the nudity is going to be? Hotkey that puts up... And also, I have the buttons that I use for Billiards by Thursday. We have an entire array of things that we can do. It just involves setting it up, and you all know how lazy I am. I'm not going to do that shit. Don't want to know of nude LARPing. Top Hat, I'm 40 and I used to be part of an adult LARPing group. Yes, I have been part of a nude LARP. Not everyone was nude, and the ones who wore loincloths were so much hotter. Synth, that is funny. I had a few friends say the same thing. They were hoping for hemipeens. Just like, you really got to think, they have put so much effort into this game. To the point where, and this, to me, was amazing. I watched a Dragonborn get kissed. And yes, the scene was amazing and hot, but what broke my brain is when the two mouths came in to kiss, human face, lizard face, the physics worked. They didn't clip through the front face. This game actually put in physics for the Dragonborn. If they put in a big old lizard dick, I'm going to assume they would have needed to also program that into all the sex scenes, and there's a lot of them. I'm waiting for mods to fix it. Oh my god. There are lizard men in the game. I'm a huge fan of the half-orcs, and also customizable cocks, so, you know, nice. And by the way, Boozy, okay, so here's one of the weird things about Baldur's Gate. When you play, you can have other people join your game. Once they join, that character is stuck in your group forever, which means me and Zanny are obviously going to be playing, so we'll have two characters. If Zanny's not around, Boozy, I'm bringing you in to play their character. Top Hat, because I am a half-orc. Oh yeah, Tikel, are you doing the mods? See, I promised myself I'd play the game through once in its entirety before I modded it. There's mods to make them massive. Oh dear God. Boozy! I'm not going to name my autobiography that. Zanny's got the autobiography, remember? We already named it. Zanny the Blue. So many stains. There's mods to make them massive. I love that that's one of the first mods that came out. Like, the only mod that really got me, because when I play RPGs, if it's a good enough RPG, I play them in character. You guys saw me play Skyrim with Keldrock. It drives Zan crazy, because once I sit down to the game, in our private game right now, I'm playing Keldrock again. So I just sit there and like, hey Lizard, do you think if I choked this goblin, Would they die horribly or funly? Jag the Earthling 222. Thanks for those biddies, dude. Seriously, everyone, you know what's going on right now. This is our full-time job. You guys are literally keeping the lights on for us. We've had some months over here. Thank you for the insane support. You guys not only keep this show going, but you're keeping us alive right now. So thanks, man. Do they have... I found a mod for proper... What did I miss? Oh, the Hexblade was always a good class. I actually created one of those in my LARP. I was in charge of the... we called them prestige classes, a classic D&D term. But yeah, I made the Hexblade. No one took it. So one of the overarching villain's minions became this LARPing Hexblade. The moment they had to face him in combat, 3 different players went for the Hexblade Prestige. They're like, oh, it's not great for giant wave battles, but one-on-one, you're unstoppable. Like, yep, that's a Hexblade. Oh, Moonshine. Okay. See, I don't want to just talk about Baldur's Gate on the stream because some of us don't know what we're talking about. But yeah, Will being he feels like a pretty good character, like good aligned, even though there's not really alignments, but you can tell. I'm playing an evil fuck, and he's in my group, and I'm loving the dynamic. Yeah. Moonshine, they knew Eldritch Blast was going to be a skill used almost every round of combat. They went above and beyond. That is one of the most satisfying spells in the game. No, Finks! Do not work! Start a podcast! Quit your job! Ruin your life! If you wanted for some reason to kill, awesome. Have a wonderful day, my friend. But yeah, we're going to go back to Baldur's Gate 2 because we might even play it for the end of this stream. And just a heads up, any of you out there who are on our Patreon, we have Question Masters active right now. The post has been made. We'll be going to that towards the end of the stream. I don't want to work at Walmart. I hear you. Boozy, I will check your messages. I've been off my phone. I told you I took yesterday's off. So I literally turned off my phone and threw it into a corner, and it was wonderful. No, we've had a lot of Boozy, I'll be honest with you, if I could jump into a character in your game and then you could delete that character and not have a basically a hireling in your group that doesn't advance the story, I'd tell you I'd jump in. Thanks, Sai. No, it's been fun. I hope everyone is having a nice weekend. Sorry it's almost over. That's the Dragon Show right here. Welcome to the end of your weekend. Fuck off. We've been trying to get everything. We've been gearing up for we're about to do a absolutely ridiculous. Fuck you. Go to work now. Oh my God. We've been gearing up for a ridiculous string of events happening in our lives. We've got IFC coming up this weekend, which at this point I'm almost prepped for. I'm actually waiting on them to get me a finalized schedule. I have an earlier one, but it's from so long ago, like there's no way it's still this. So I need one of those. Right after that, we have an outing to go to a smaller mini convention. Right after that, we've got Pepper's, we're going to be doing a podcast releasing Pepper's new album, getting the GoFundMe ready for that, and then going to Shrek Fest and having an outing and seeing what that's like. After that, we have a weekend going to, I think, Megaplex. It is back to back to back. Oh, you got to miss it? Yeah, Shrek Fest, Weather Fox. The people who made that Shrek Untold have a 2-day festival. Day one, just cool hangout someplace in, I think, Michigan or Wisconsin. I can't remember where. And day two, they're doing a showing of the movie. So, we're going to go head out there and have fun. Briggs, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. That is a good reason to miss a con. 30th birthdays only happen once. or 0 if you suck at diet. Oh, we are going to get so Shrek'd there. The beauty about Shrekfest, no matter where it is, it's semi on the way to my favorite weed head shop. And I've thrown a little bit of money off to the side to this place that gives you a free joint for wearing their t-shirt, which I have one, and Zanny has one, so we're going to do 2 separate orders. There's 2 free joints there. I'm going to go through the drive-thru. There's a free joint there. And their joints are 5 for $5. So I've already called them. They're going to have it ready for me. We think we're going to Shrekfest and getting everyone there high. I think I'm getting like 40 joints plus a bunch of freebies. So, yay. Oh, I'm missing a solar eclipse? Oh, I love astrological events. Yeah, Boozy, remind me when Wapafa is. That might be one I literally just drive out to and beg them to add me to the... I'll hand them money and ask for beer. How's that? No, Dave, not at once. You have 40, and you have them in little pouches, and then when people want it... Like, that's the thing. When I buy massive amounts of cannabis to go someplace, like I have always been, I'm a broker. Weed is not meant for smoking. Weed is meant to be shared. I have my private stash in my garage. When I feel like a hit, I do. When I don't for entire days. Ooh. QM Ox 6 through 8. Thank you. Oh, hold on. Are you telling me the solar eclipse is the Monday after MCFC weekend? I am going camping after MCFC. No one will hear from me for 3 days. Oh, Hyena, my entire neighborhood knows that I keep a massive amount of cannabis in my garage. I think a lot of you know this. When I finished the studio, one of the first problems we ran into, this is a garage, so it is sealed, and we found a way to get airflow in here, a few fans, stuff to make it a bit more comfortable. But one of the problems we had was when it's closed and we would smoke, we would hotbox the entire room. So I installed a vent, an actual like air sucking, pushing it out of the garage. Through experiments using a fog machine, we found out we could cycle the air in the garage in about 5 minutes. That also means that we have gotten so bad in here, our neighbors to one side have actually seen smoke just coming out of this vent. Our whole fucking neighborhood knows, and they're into it. Because once we broke the ice, now everyone around us is super comfortable just smoking up. Our neighbors to one side who had the audacity to try one of them, the matriarch of the family, an elderly mother who saw me in the backyard, bluntly told me that she didn't think it was cool that we are constantly smoking because she has kids. Her kids are 19 and 21 still living at home. Her kids have a bedroom, the window of which is directly across the gangway from our guest room, which used to be Miko's bedroom. Miko used to keep a vent fan pulling air into the room in that window, and Miko was hotboxed from the shitty weed coming out of their kid's bedroom. Fuck you. No, I'm not going to stop smoking because you think your kids don't. No, you're blind. But now, their family smokes out in the backyard. We got people in the alleyway that are constantly smoking out there. I'll go outside. We'll all get together for a minute, have conversations. Weed brings people together because none of us give a shit. Silence the Dragon Show always elected a new pope. Pope Ferret. But yeah, no, I like it when NASA's okay, hold on, what do we got? Oh, Briggs, that's actually really cool. The Motor Speedway, they're gonna do it? What just happened? Dude! DJ, dude, seriously, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it, man. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. I'm going to try to remember how to do a shout out. I just turned off something. What did I just turn off? That was interesting. Sorry about that, guys. Give me a second here. I just want to give a shout out. Oh my God! Stop moving. A shout out for our raider. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you being here. Yeah, you did get sent to the Saddle Realm. You're correct. We are not on the beach. Zano, yeah, that's kind of my life. It's like King of the Hill with a. You know, it's weird that you guys mentioned King of the Hill. I'm actually a huge Bob's Burgers. That's my jam. It's seriously, I don't know how what you guys watched growing up, but I think some of you have got to remember that kinda subpar family-friendly programming from when you were a kid. Family Matters, Full House. I grew up with that. You know, Briggs, that killed me. When I found out, like that was just a few weeks ago, Zan just agreed, like last month, to start from season 3 and watch King of the Hill straight through with me. I'd seen it forever. I'd never watched it straight through. God, it's so good. It's so fun. But yeah, Bob's Burgers, King of the Hill, these are finally shows that, well, they have the nuances and the intelligence that I'm looking for in modern day media. Family Matters, all that stuff doesn't really work anymore. It's too over the top sappy. But Bob's Burgers, that's a family who loves each other trying to get through life. They've got their problems, they've got their negatives, but they were always together. And you watch them fight through those problems. King of the Hill, I love that some of the solutions to their problems are horrible. More than one episode ends with, yeah, just bury it, man. Bury those feelings and get through it. Play through the pain. Do I agree with that? No, not usually. But in the short term, it works. And King of the Hill is very good at subvertly letting it work, because it will work in the short term, but showing you that probably not the best idea. I love it. I love it. Oh, Cotton Hill is a great character in that. Yeah, but I fucking love Dale. God damn it. I'm very aware that King of the Hill is coming back. I'm excited to see it. Don't tell me if you know. I want to be surprised. I'm excited to see exactly what it's going to be. I know that it's going to be older. I know Hank Hill is going to be Grandpa Hill. I know Bobby is going to be the dad that I'm assuming Bobby's going to have a kid or something. But I want to see what they do with this. I'm very excited to see this show come back. So I'm sure once it does, we'll be talking about it a bunch. Let me fix my microphone. There we go. Shanur, that's fucking funny. Oh man. Yeah, having Luann not around anymore either. That hurts. She was such a great voice actor. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying the hell out of that. I did actually get a chance. I took a little trip for myself recently, mainly to run errands. We had to take care of a bunch of stuff for the Dragon Show, but I did end up going out to Michigan on a day trip for myself. I'm 3 episodes into the new Futurama episodes. I love Futurama. That's a palate cleanser of mine. I just enjoy the humor. I enjoy the characters. Such a fun show. Yeah, I went out to Michigan, did a bunch of my errands, and on the way back, finally did it. It's been years. Not having a job now, I don't want to, look, I'm just smart enough at math to know that gambling is fucking stupid, but I used to really enjoy it. So I did an old trick of mine. Back when I was younger, myself and my friend Jeff would go to the Brewers games in Milwaukee at least twice a year. And we always did the same thing. If you've ever been to the Brewers, you know that outside of the field, only like a mile away, very easily walkable, is a casino. So we would go to the Brewers game, stay the whole time, and the moment the game was over, we'd leave with the crowd, and while everyone was fighting to get out of the parking lot, which was not set up very nicely, while everyone was trying to get onto the highway, which is before the interchange was built, so that was a shit show, we would just walk over to the casino. And because I've been doing taxes for most of my life, the rule was, and this was just me and Jeff did this, we kept every receipt from that day. The tickets to the ball game, every hot dog, gasoline, we knew exactly how much that day cost us. We would go halves. We would take out that exact amount of money. So let's say we spent $100 that day. We would go to the casino and take out another $100. So that was a $200 day. Not a ton of money, but money. And the goal was to gamble until we doubled the 200 and made it a free day, or until it was gone, and all we did was double the cost of the day. I did it. Went to Michigan. And I had to. Because I had to pay for a small re-up on t-shirts. I had to pay for re-upping on my cannabis habit. I had to grab a few things, and at the end of the day, it was a $350 day. So I went to that goddamn casino and pulled out $350, but mentally, I couldn't do it. I'm walking around the casino like I should not blow another $350. I can't do this. I can't lose $350. This is too much for me right now. But old habits die hard. And what do people like me do? The mental gymnastics that my stupid brain needed. It's like, well, gambling is bad. The house goes against you. The longer you gamble, the more of a chance you have of losing whatever money you're gambling with. That's how it works. But what if I just did one roll? One roll of $350. Roulette red. Got permission, walked up, and after wandering around a casino for 45 minutes, thinking I should play my favorite craps, maybe just put it into a slot machine, see what happens, I finally decided not only do I need to leave, but I'm going to do it. I'm already here. $350 on red. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither. My cannabis and a small re-up on t-shirts were free! It hit, I left. The looks from the table as I plunked down $350, take $700, and threw a $50 chip to the dealer because that's just rude to not do. Yep. I was, it was the dumbest thing I've done. I'm not going to do it again. But god damn it, it felt like old times. It's the second time. It's the second time I've done something stupid like that, and Zanny still has the best because I showed Zanny my trick the last time we went to Vegas, how to get free drinks forever. If you've never done this, Vegas, the comp system in Vegas is off the charts. Actually, it's not as prevalent anymore. If you're ever going to Vegas and you're looking for a cheap time, there's a book called Comp City, C-O-M-P, Comp City, that it really goes into what casinos do and how they decided and how to get a bunch of free stuff in Vegas. Now, it doesn't all apply anymore. There's been a lot of updates to Vegas, but some of it is still there, and one of those are those free drinks. So you go around, you find one of the old-school electronic blackjack games. Now, every waitress out there knows what you're doing. They know immediately. It's going to be a while, maybe, before the first waitress shows up and asks you if you want something to drink. So what you do is you play the game, you put in a few bucks, and you start betting quarter. You lose, you bet 50 cents. You lose, you bet $1. You lose, you bet $2. You lose, you bet $4. You lose, you bet $8. You lose, you start over. The maximum on the machine is 10. So yeah, you lost some money, but that means you have to lose a bunch in a row. You're going to lose money, but the trick is when the waitress comes over, keep a green chip, $25. Throw it on her tray and just say, hey, I don't need much. Every time you're walking past, can you bring me and then name your favorite bottled beer? As they walk past, they'll just put a beer down next to you. They'll just put a beer down next to you. You won't be finished with yours. It will work. You tipped them more than almost anyone else, and they don't care. They're walking back. They're grabbing cocktails. If they know they're walking past you, they'll probably grab you that beer. So it kind of works. It kind of works. It's not 100%, but it will. So Zan did this. Zan sat there. Zan had their free drinks. And Zan played for a while and then realized that they were down about $60, $70, something like that. So they decided they wanted it back. So they went over to a live roulette table. And they plopped down 70 and lost. And then they plopped down 140 and lost. And they plopped down 3. Yeah, you get where this is going. Their final roll was somewhere in the 500s. They finally hit. They walked away. They came in like, it was an amazing feeling. I'm like, Zan, that's not how that's supposed to work. Don't go to 500. Stop when you lost 10. Stop when you lost 10. Now, on the other side, this all happened because of a gambling experience with Zanny, John, Diana. We went to Indiana. I had a bad day. I pulled out a few $100 and I lost it immediately. I think I went to a craps table and it was so cold that it was just come out, roll 7, come out, roll 7, come out, roll 7. Hey, Gray. So yeah, lost everything I brought within like 20 minutes of arriving for like a 2-hour outing. I know you were, Shanur. I like you. I would have loved to have you as my pit boss. I was like, Shanur, your leg fell off. And when you look down, I just grab all the chips. So I was wandering around for like an hour with nothing to do. I went and got more money. I don't like to do that. Zanny is off today. Zanny is traveling today. Well, I started playing. I went to a game called Pai Gao. I started making back the money I lost. And basically, because I kept going back for more money, I kept losing money, but then finally at the end of the night, I was winning at Pai Gao. I looked at my receipts and realized I was down about $900, give or take. But I was down so much more. And in fact, in my pocket was about $900. No, I'm sorry, it was about $300. So we're about getting ready to leave. I'm down a lot. I went to a blackjack table. Sat down. Dealer gets dealt the beautiful, the amazing, the 5. 5 up. I get dealt pair of faces. Split, go in, double down on one. I have made back half my money. John and Diana are ready to leave. I am down. It's not helicopter money. I am basically down by about half. I have half the amount of cash in my pocket, half of it I don't. And the line for checkout was so long that I was standing right next to the goddamn roulette table. I took my 900, put it on red, it hit, and John and Diana grabbed me and made me stand in line. That was the first time I was down a bunch and came back and walked out of the place basically even. Yep, that's what I did, Shanur. I doubled down. My friends were pissed. Exactly. Great friends, because you know me. I was young. I was stupid. And I had like over $1,000 now in my pocket. I'm like, I want to let it ride. And they're like, we won't drive you home. I'm like, fair enough. I got very lucky. Now, gambling was fun. It's a lot less. I mean, like I said, Shanur knows this. You guys should all know this. The house advantage is real. I don't like gambling anymore. But, yeah, I do. We do gambling nights in my house. I have a, it's not, a full table, but I have the green mat for roulette. I have the pool table we set up craps on. I even have the rubber backing. If you ever look at a professional craps table, that textured surface they have on the back, I got one of those and I just set it up on the billiards table and we play craps there. So yeah, a lot of fun. You do realize we let you win the first time. Thanks, Shanur. Oh, man. Top Hat, I can't play music worth a shit. Oh, if you're going to gamble against me, we're going to be playing poker. I love poker. Actually, I haven't been on Poker Stars VR for a bit. That might be what I do tonight. Silence? That's a great fucking idea. Shit. I would run a little casino. Oh, Shanur, I've been playing poker forever. I wouldn't say I'm good at it. I have a baseline that puts me at a good level. But, advanced play, I'm not there yet. Hey, Dozer. Oh, horse races. Horse races is a fun day just because of how cheap it is. Horse races, I mean, we used to go to Arlington out by us and just bet a single horse across the board for $2. So a $6 bet. If the horse comes in third place, you get a little bit of money back. First place, you win 3 bets. It's nice. Shanur, I only do poker tournaments. I do not like cash play. I don't know why. Cash play doesn't feel... I don't have as much fun with it. I like the long form of tournaments. So, am I breaking even at casino poker tables? I'd kind of say yes, because I've done these only in Vegas, really, and a few other outside of it. But I've won 2 or 3 small ones, which probably puts me as even, because I only play in cheap ones. So maybe? I don't know. Since Arlington. Yeah, Arlington is gone. That sucks. Cobalt Casino. Oh, no. Cobalt Casino. That's just where you throw money at things and then pick it up later. She would have wasted it. Hyena? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Shanur, but I do love, I'm a very conservative player with you, but I know I'm a conservative player, so I use that when I bluff. I have just enough experience and know-how in poker to keep myself in trouble. The blackjack dealer ate my chips. Shouldn't use tortillas. Tantaroo, that would be the catchphrase. All bets are off at the Cobalt Casino. And then you put everything on the craps table. You hit, and they're like, no, sorry, all bets were off. It's our catchphrase. Always bet on Yip. God damn it. But no, it's been interesting out here. And for those of you who don't know, the Midwest, we are about to go through one hell of a heat wave. So everyone get ready. Make sure your house is nice and sealed up and get that air conditioning to a nice level, because fuck this. Yeah, Shanur, that's another part of it to me. I'd much rather give you $60 and know that I'm going to use my skill to get as far into the tournament as I can, rather than plumping $60 down on the table. One bad hand, I don't like going all in cash games, but going all in and you're done. Poker is still poker, man. I don't care what hand you have. There's a chance of you losing. It's a cool game. Craps would be very different in a Cobalt Casino. They would definitely be throwing dice at each other. Oh, God, I'm a kobold! Ah! Oh, Weather Fox, I've been watching that storm come up the coast. I'm glad it went down to a tropical storm by the time it hit California, but I can't believe there's a Isn't it L.A. is actually getting tropical storm right now? That's fucking crazy. Hydrate. I would imagine Cobalt Craps would be you throw the dice and then the kobolds are like, dice! And then they just go get them off the table. Like, mine. Oh, Briggs, I loved Oppenheimer. It was so good. L.A. Cyclone. Cyclone NATO! Nightfall, what's up, dude? You're a blep. Blep. Oh my God, I'm a kobold. The worst part is, me and Zanny do these voices to each other constantly. We're so used to them at this point. Oh, God. There we go. LA was in the tropical advisory, the only states we mentioned. That's amazing, Mother Fox. That's so cool. Oh, nightfall. That sucks. Sorry to hear it, man. You know, the weather has been weird as hell this year. I mean, I watch a few YouTube guys that are basically like U.S. national weather buffs. And, you know, they only post when stuff is going on. One of my guys has posted more videos in the last 2 months than I think he posted, like, for the other part of the year. It's crazy. Damn right, silence. Ha! Caught you guys this time. Shanir, you're a pit boss. You can't tell me in all the years you've been doing craps that nobody threw dice at each other. Ryan Hale is one of my favorites, Weather Fox. If you have a better one, please let me know. But I do like Ryan Hale. I think he's just, he's in-depth enough without going into too much craziness. And I've watched enough of his videos that I kind of get the nuances of it. But, you know, it's still meteorological events. I don't fucking know what I'm listening to. It's fun, though. You know, people... I've thrown out people who hit you? Hold on. They threw the dice at the pit boss? Okay, now I need to know. In football, the ref is part of the field. I actually saw a game where the ball bounced off the ref. Somebody caught it. That's in play. The ref is part of the field. It's not a dead ball. That's fine. What's the rule if the dice hit you, bounce off you, hit the table, and land in play? Like... does that count? What would I find you throw him out? He deserves that, but what would be the rest of the table's experience? Does the roll count? I want to know. Zebras are fair game. Dear God. Oh. I mean, illegal enough to get thrown out of the casino, I agree, but this is a casino. They're dealing with money. There's got to be a rule for what happens to the rest of the table. The shooter is out. He's an asshole. He threw dice at someone. But the rest of the table is gambling. This is real money. There's rules. So what? No, the football player did not throw the ball at the ref. The play was a deflected throw. They changed the course of it, blocked the throw, it hit the ref, bounced off him, a different guy caught it and ran with it, and that was a good play. Okay, I think I missed Shanir's... I think I missed their answer. Okay, Shanir says, if the dice movement is not altered by conflict with players, dealer chips, or pit personnel. Not altered. Players, dealers, chips. Okay, so since it hit the dealer, it would not count? Is that the rule, Shanir? Because I know I see the dice hit chips on the table all the time, but that's normal. So that's interesting. That's interesting. I never knew, like, I would never want to test it out because I don't like, you know, throwing little cubes at people. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. Oh, Weather Fox, I'm so not interested in watching Storm Chasers. Now, being said, that's the worst part. I don't want to see a Storm Chaser. I am 100% one of those people who will, like, oh, storms are brewing, pull off my car to the side of the highway and enjoy the storm coming in. Okay, if the dice are assisted back into play, it's a no roll. That's interesting. That's it. Thank you, Shanir. I always wondered about stuff like that. Moonshine, you can't use D floors in a casino. Those are caltrops through and through. So like I told you, I did a house clean yesterday. And so I'm sure a lot of people have their own methods for cleaning house. I'm very used to the declutter method. If you ever use that, it's declutter the entire house, and if you can't put it away immediately, put it in one place, i.e. the kitchen table, like I always tell you guys. So yesterday, while going through the house, I managed to find so many random loose D&D dice. I found my pewter D30. I found my golf ball D100. I found my meteorite D100. I found so many dice. And of course, because Zan is playing, we are starting our own personal private D&D game that we sometimes just play in the garage when we want to, it's called Don't. God damn it, Boozy. When we, just want to play. The amount of D4s I found in the office, because Zan has magic missile, so they just kind of grabbed their dice in a handful and put it in their drawer. Yeah, I found so many caltrops. God damn it. Weatherfox, D4s all the way. Because we don't have carpeting in this house, so everything's hardwood floor. Legos just scratch the floor, but they're flat. D4s have points. Oh, man. Hope you guys are playing some D&D games. That's actually the crazy thing. Baldur's Gate has very much gotten us back into that D&D mindset that I love. Baldur's Gate is the first time I've played a on-screen video game that I truly felt like I was playing D&D. The amount that your dialogue and choices change the game is so above and beyond anything I've ever experienced. I do feel like I'm playing D&D, which of course has our whole house in like a real D&D craze. I actually think we're probably about to start up a private game with both our roommates and Zanny, just so I can DM again. I need to dust it off because it's coming back, everyone. We're kind of onto announcements right now. We are in the middle right now of finding our first player group. So get ready in the near future. There will be a 8-hour live D&D game here on this channel. More news to come. It will start happening monthly, and yes, the $40 level has something to do with this. So way more on that as we did it, but we're finally getting to the point where we figured it out, and I'm kind of excited. It's been a while since I got to run D&D for you guys. It's been a while since I got to run D&D in front of people, and I fucking miss it. I fucking miss it. The dice can kill the roll by announcing no roll at any time. We don't do it often, but if we... if like something is going wrong, the roll can be killed. Where it's automatic rolls, the dice land. Or it's an automatic if the dice lands on the bankroll chips. Shanur, can you give me an example of when you would call a no roll in the middle of the roll? Like, what would you see that makes you go, oh my god, no roll, no roll, no roll? I'm just curious at this point. Tikel, that's how I've been running D&D for years. And that's how the show is going to be. There will be overarching plot, mainly for Zanny. Zanny is going to be a character in every episode. But yes, there will be an overarching plot, an overarching villain. Is how I ran LARP. LARP was an event every few weeks, but you needed an overarch to keep you going, and I love playing like that. I love. Atlas, I've always loved 3.5. I've learned to love 5. There's reasons that 5 is a better game. There's reasons that 3.5 is a better game to certain people. I love the complexity of D&D. I love having access to hundreds of pages of spells. I like what you can do with the casting classes in 3.5. It's not necessary, and it's complicated for new players. So, do I think 3.5 was the better D&D game? Not anymore, because you have to enter into that new players. I want new people to play D&D. 3.5 is a great system, but if we get no new players, we're losing D&D forever. So no, 5.0. I have changed my minds. Yes, D&D Season 2, Dungeons & Dragons Season 2. Time to up my subscription. Oh, Mr. Flair, you're amazing. Weatherfox, exactly. Dice thrown by the wrong person. That makes sense. Okay, you call a no roll throw. That makes perfect sense. Dice thrown off the table, of course. The back wall. Okay, we can kill it if dice go above the... Okay, Shanur, I understand. That makes sense to me. I was waiting for you to say, it's like, no, we got word that the eye in the sky isn't working, or I saw him move his pinky and that looks like he palmed a die. Moonshine, don't forget, they never did a book of erotic fantasy in the first place. That was, even though very popular, still outside of Wizards of the Coast content. That was not sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. It was a supplemental. But of course, Boozy and QM are here, so just know that, of course, they'll be part of the D&D show from time to time. And we might as well announce this here. Sometimes it'll just be one guest. And when that happens, 2 players, 1 DM, that's doable. I like 3. John the Human will be back as a regular guest star. So be ready for that. I'm excited to play. I've been playing D&D with John since I was a teenager. They know me very well, and it makes the game harder from my side because they know a lot of my tricks. So, kind of excited. Oh, Atlas, yeah. I have that book is downstairs, and I still use concepts from it because I'm an adult and I play adult fucking games. So who the fuck cares? If surveillance is out of service, the games will shut down in the casino. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Gunsmith, I love D&D. D&D was my jag. It's weird. I actually LARPed before I played D&D. Nero was my first foray into true, not tabletop, but you're the character, free-form RPG. And I loved it so much, I learned D&D. So yeah, I LARPed first. So I'm the opposite of most people. Moonshine, exactly. Oh, Weather Fox, I get you. Oh, dude, Cohen, that, if you're actually playing with a bunch of role players, items like that change the whole game. Making it so a player can't experience pain, they experience it in the form of pleasure. I had a storyline where a character had to realize they were being killed because they didn't know what was happening to them, but they just kept experiencing this weird pleasure, and they had to figure out, wait a minute, oh my God, I'm dying! Little things like that make them remember how the item works. I used to do that all the time with weird items that had role-play effects, is force the player into role-playing it through actions that I am doing and have them realize, oh, this is happening because that is how my character would react to this because I have this item. I needed to realize that's why this is happening. Always fun. Role-play items are always fun. Gunsmith, I know my storyline. It's going to be fairly straightforward because I want you guys to experience a DM-style straightforward game, but the players have very few rules, so who knows what they're going to do. Atlas, we call that camp role player, camp D&D. There is a way to play a full game of D&D or LARP sitting around a fire with a single deck of cards, and actually, since the rules are so easy, with an experienced DM, it's as good as any D&D game. I used to drive all over the country to play LARP. If I was going with players, we would continue their game from the chapter I ran while driving with a deck of cards. I would drive the car, and there would just be a deck sitting off to the side, and when they needed to make a roll, the rules would come into play, and I'd tell them, draw the top card or do whatever needs. I didn't even need to touch the deck. If you guys are interested, I will start running panels. I did once at first squared. Unfortunately, I ran the panel as we were having a major problem with... we were having a major problem with registration, so I had to cut the panel back to half an hour. I explained the rules and started playing D&D with an audience of 40 people, and it was going well. And at the outside of the door of the room, my head of operations was just so yeah, I had to kill the panel. I would run that one more time for you guys. It is worth it. It is a game worth knowing because it is so simple and lets you guys play D&D or a D&D style game anywhere. You can take any setting and take the concept of that setting and put it to the rules of Camp D&D. It is so easy. It is so simple. It's just, what's your character good at? What are they bad at? Here are the odds of a deck of cards of throwing any card, and if you have the chance, I have one of these decks. You grab a box of cards. You grab one of those like packs of 4 or 5 decks, and you grab the jokers. And the players can put those jokers into the deck. It's a little added rule. It adds a lot to the game, and only costs, again, the only thing you're buying is decks of cards. I just buy a fucking 10-pack of bicycle cards on Amazon for fucking $10 or whatever. You're done. You're done. I see you with cigarettes at MFF. Gray Foxen. Won't be cigarettes. Oh, I hope ever see a set of casino dice. Oh, Shanur, I have professional casino dice at home, the non-drilled kind. A friend of mine got me some generic ones before they were labeled with the casino's mark, so yeah. Yeah, I have those extra sharp, kind of weighted D6s. I actually really love them. They're my private D6s when I game. If you don't remember... Okay, Gray Foxen, don't do that. I don't remember that promise. Also, don't ruin my booze, but also don't worry about it. I'm switching over to a pipe. Fuck off. Actually, I used to smoke a pipe, but I'm finishing off my case of cigarettes before the con, and then it goes over to this. Ha! Loopholes, motherfucker. Jazz cigarettes. God damn it, Briggs. What the fuck? Oh, guys, welcome to the Dragon Show. It is 12:30. I'm going to take its moment here and go through our announcements. Thank you guys so much for being here. Give me a second. Just a reminder, we will be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, for Multiplayer Monday. Multiplayer Monday, our Jackbox gaming night. We are off Wednesday due to me and Zanny having a call. I think you guys know this. Like, we are in counseling right now. That will be ending literally right before. Oh, yeah, no, seriously, guys, don't take my cigarettes. Sometimes I'm actually holding them for other people. Like, just... I got this. Don't worry about it. Wednesday, we will be off. We have a call right beforehand that ends right before the show. This will be our last Wednesday off. We've changed the time for that conference call, so we'll be back next Wednesday with Baldur's Gate. Billiards by Thursday, still not billiards. We finally repaired the area around the pool table, but now I have to fix the pool table. So Billiards by Thursday will probably be a talkie or something fun. Fuck, it might even be Baldur's Gate. But we'll be back Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Like sometimes you take... Yeah, don't take boozy cigarettes, guys. It won't go well. Thank you to all of our incredible Patreon supporters. Let's give it up for... Mama T, White Shadow Hair, Autofox, Dr. Lark, Side of the Weather Fox, Erner, Erwolf, Nikolai, Peter the Bear, Status Ferret, Uncle Kage, Geen Sonata, Artanus Lupus, Buddy Good Boy, Cosmic Deadly Kitten, Exendiv, Quicksum, Affidida, Green Drag, Hawk Feather, Maggie Holt, Pandez, Petrov, Neutrino, Richter, Russick, Sasha Whitefish, Seal, Shukin Flash, Silver Goneman, Skyer, Skylar Ringtail, Werewolf, Detective Paw, Two Plantains, Lux Vertus, Dolly Kuja, Celeste, Claire Coletti, Flatfax, John Vetti, Mikhail, Pafor, QM, Regda, Sapphire Bloodscale, Slippery Stallion, Stale Rice, Sully, Tom F. Willie, and Yash. But of course, let's not forget those strike opposers. Give it up for Matthew, Zippy, Fluff, Domain, Tobe, Beaton, Navic Panther, Grey Foxen, Vesper, Knox, Nisbet, Tikel, Benny, and Sue, Connie Wolfich, Briggs Buckingham, Tikel, Mazik, Jag, Mazu, Fukada, and Coda Masters. Thank you all for that insane continued support. Thank you for being here on The Dragon Show. Don't forget, if you're enjoying this, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Everything that you do helps us right now. You guys are keeping the lights on here at this house. And if you have a moment, don't forget, throw some biddies into that cup. We really appreciate everything that you guys are doing. This is The Dragon Show, and we will be right back.
Find a clearing, forget your eyes and trust your nose. Find the ferret that'll butter your pancakes. Meet Be the dragon that wears a robe. Are you starving for cobalt kisses? Would you tell him a joke? Anyway, I'm seeing Zanny, but Alkali is not here. It's time for getting up to something. Is it a little too early now for lunch? They'll cover everything and nothing. Getting up for brunch on a Sunday. Sunday, Sunday. Anyway, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Robe up and it'll make you feel better. Robe up and it'll make it alright. Robe up and it'll bring it all together. So let's watch a dragon show and stay the fuck inside.
And we are back. Thank you so much for being here. All right, and we're going to do it again. We had this at the beginning of the show. All right. Okay, we're putting up another poll. Guys, if you can answer this, it really helps me get an idea of what everyone wants. It genuinely helps everyone. So if you could take a second, answer that poll. Redden, Zan is... we've gone through so many life changes right now. There are a million reasons that everyone should be doing that. Don't forget, Zanny went through a whole transition. I have lost my job. We've changed our whole life. You go through that many changes, it's the smartest thing you can do. It is the smartest thing you can do. That is all I'm going to say about it. We are the Dragon Show, and we will always be up front with you guys. But yeah, no, just there's no reason not to do something like that when you've gone through as much as especially Zanny has and me. So, yeah, we're just going to be smart about it. Let me get the music back. Scarlet, no delay. Okay, you guys should have audio back to normal now. There we go. Oh, Moonshine, abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, all right, guys. All right, it is time. If you are on our Patreon, don't forget right now that Patreon is active for questions. So I will be refreshing that screen in a moment. If you would like, go ahead and get those questions in before we switch over to whatever the hell we're going to do. I'll go through and answer all those, of course. I see a few of you are in there. Thank you so much. All right. All right, we're going to get to those in a little bit. Thank you for being here, guys. The poll is a repeat of the first one. There are new people in the chat, and I want to get everyone's opinion. I will always be honest with you guys. It's me. Why the fuck would I care? You know what I care about right now? That I can't be shirtless in my garage. That's what I fucking care about right now. It is so goddamn warm out here, and I'm sure I have to watch the video too to make sure the feed goes, this isn't a shadow, and that annoys the shit out of me. Oh. Also, it is crazy how close we are to our 2,000 follower goal. Thank you all so much for supporting this. It's really helping, seriously, guys. So what's everyone doing with the rest of their weekend? I need to know, what are you guys doing with these wonderful, wonderful weekends that we should all be enjoying nonstop? And never do, oh Tantaru. So we're getting to that point. I think some of you probably know what this is like. It's been so humid out here. I just make giant pitchers of water for myself. I stopped drinking soda. That's one of the ways that I'm trying to control my weight. I'll make Arnold Palmer's from time to time, but that's a rarity. I drink so much fucking water out here at this point. I've gone into being like, that's too clear. I need to cut back a bit. Ooh, Moonshine. Civ 6. I was into that game forever. I like that one. Who's going to go see Oppenheimer in IMAX? Nice. Very cool. Oh, I used to like Metroid. Metroidvania, always good. Atlas, what kind of stew? Oh, it is. So, Zan's out of the house. We don't eat a lot of breakfast over here anymore. A lot of our nights are, kind of delaying eating until after the show. So we have the tendency to eat at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Not super into breakfast in this house, but Zan's gone. So I've been skipping dinner and making these ridiculous personal breakfasts for myself. Yesterday was chorizo wraps, chorizo and egg breakfast wraps with hollandaise, and the day before that was corned beef hash. What the fuck is that called? Corned beef hash, eggs Benedict, both of which Zanny does not like. So I'm like, basically all the shit Zan doesn't want to eat, I'm eating this weekend while they're gone. Tonight I am treating myself to a large, I can't believe this, Pizza Hut deep dish extra cheese pizza with extra black olives. One of my favorites. Ooh, meringues are so good. Traveler's Stew from the D&D cookbook. Very cool. Very nice, Weather Fox. Very, very cool. Are you guys doing a couples game? If you're not, I highly recommend it. Ooh, Angus steak and a stew. Well done. Oh, I love chorizo. 15 miles away from a Pizza Hut, B, you need to move. Dozer, you're the same as Zanny. Yeah, black olives are a very overpowering thing, but that brine, that salt, I adore black olives. I put black olives onto the breakfast burrito. I put black olives onto the, I mixed it in, cut them up, and put them in as a last-second ingredient into the hash for the Eggs Benedict. Yeah. I did move! That's great. Yeah, green olive's good too. I just love my black olives. I think one of the reasons is a lot of us grew up, eat your vegetables, and, that becomes the vegetable side course. People who grew up as vegetables as a treat, cooked well, they like vegetables. Beets and black olives were an after-dinner dessert or a before-dinner appetizer in my house. They were a treat. They were always considered a treat. So, yeah, I grew up loving beets and black olives. Beets less now, ever since I went on a beet diet and thought I was dying. Anyone who's ever been on a beet diet, that first time, after a whole day, taking a piss, horrifying. Oh, right, Shanur, that's funny. We have that too. Nice. You could have my green olives. Oh, QQH. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Oh, that's funny you guys are talking about cigars. I am an old cigar smoker. I don't do them very often because, actually, this one goes out to a huge shout out to everyone's favorite significant otter, the amazing, oh my God. But QM is a cigar aficionado to the point where they used to do cigar tastings in one of their previous jobs. Showed me what a good cigar is like, and exactly what you're saying. I got into those cigars. Going back to the old ones isn't as nice anymore, and now I don't want to spend money on the fucking cigars, so yeah, that's why I'm switching over to a pike. A pike? A pipe. Oh, Demon Lemur Nick, that's perfect. I can't wait for QM to be on D&D, because you got to remember how I play D&D. Fuck the rules. I'll teach you how to play. You will know how the rules work. My favorite players have no idea how to play D&D. My favorite players understand the 2 core rules. 1, the DM runs the world. Trust me. You gotta trust me if you're gonna play in one of my games. And 2, there's nothing you can't do. This is a reality where you can take physics and crush it. There is no physics. There is no logic. There's nothing besides reason. You want to jump 50 feet in the air and land on a creature's head while being a fighter? I know the rules don't have a way for you to do that. Try it. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me why that would work. If you convince me, if you can come and don't use the rules, use the spells that you have, use the abilities that you have. I don't fucking care. That's D&D. That is my D&D, and that's the game I will always run. The peasant railgun? Great, keep using it. I will find a reason. If you figure out a way to break my game, and I didn't know about it, if you come up with it'll work. If you come up with a way to kill everything in one hit, it'll work. Once. I always come up with a reason and never works after that. If I want to be lame, if it was so overly powerful that it becomes a worldwide story, that's why it doesn't work. Everyone knows the defense to it. Maybe it only worked against the boss. Well, they figured it out. They'll have a reason it doesn't work. Or maybe you're going to get a mental block, so that doesn't work, and you're going to have to work your way through it. I'm going to make that lesser. You know why? Because you figured it out. You came up with a way, you one-shotted my boss. Fuck yes, that's a great story. You can one-shot everything? That's a boring tale. That's why I stop it. Shanur, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, no, I've already written the overarching story. Well, I've mostly written the overarching story. I've written your villains. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun with this, and I'm very excited. All right, we are a few minutes to 1 o'clock. It is time to go over to some questions. Don't forget, we have a Patreon page. If you have a moment, head over there. This is a huge way to support the show. At the $10 level or more, you can become a question master, and that means every Sunday we will go to you and answer your questions as honestly as physically possible. We're going to start off with Status. We just did a Status stream where they announced their CD. Status, thank you so much for entrusting us and letting us be a part of that amazing announce ceremony. Status's new CD is live right now. You can head over to their webpage and you can find it. If somebody could put the link in chat, I'd really appreciate it. But Status Ferret has come out and asked us, do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? And then Status said, the Muffin Man. He lives on Drury Lane. Do I know the Muffin? No. No, I've not seen the Muffin Man. You know why? Because I hate mirrors. And I have lost enough weight now that I am no longer the Muffin Man until, and this was so sad. So obviously I used to be significantly fatter to the tune of 355 pounds at my worst. I was the Muffin Man. That muffin top was all the way over the waistband of my pants, not my belt. Why would I bother wearing a belt? I have to sit a lot. It's just going to poke me in my fat tummy. Then I lost a lot of weight, and now none of my clothes fit. So for a while, I was dealing with my pants falling off while I was walking. I went and grabbed my belt, which does not fit me anymore, which you want to talk about feeling good about yourself. Have a belt that you were on the last hole for and then realize that it doesn't work on its first hole. That was a good day. That was a good day. So I got a belt, and now I'm back to having a muffin top again, and I hate it. Hate it. Boozy, you have no clue how much I want to join you for it. You have no fucking idea. I'm literally, if anyone hears Baldur's Gate news come out, that they have finally made it to where you can leave a player-generated character at camp. If a mod for that comes out, please tell me. That changes the stream. That means that you guys can join in at times. We will, the moment that becomes an option, allow you guys to play in our game. The only reason we're not doing that now is if you join my game, your member is permanently in my group. That's a spot for a plot character. That's a spot for the vampire. That's a spot for Will, the warlock. That's a spot for the Githyanki. It's a spot for other people that are part of the game that make the game better. That's the only reason I'm not doing it that way now, because I want 4 of you to play at times. I want me and Zan and 2 of you. Until I can drop you from the group when you're not playing, we can't do it. Yeah, whether that was the best I had felt about myself in a while. QQH, I've heard, my apologies, and if you love it, this is not an insult. I love the Diablo series, but I feel like it hasn't been the same since 2. I haven't heard a lot of great things about Diablo 4. Is it worth it? Silence, yes. The moment somebody signs into your game, they are prompted to create a character. That character goes into your group and you randomly lose one of the NPCs. They just go back to camp. No big deal. But that character is a permanent member of your party, must accompany you when you are outside of the camp. So that means that then you can't take an NPC with you. I want you guys to join into my game whenever, but I also need, when you drop out, to go back to camp and grab one of the NPCs. It adds too much to the game. It adds too much to the game. There's an Alan Wake 2? Yes. Alan Wake is one of the very few video games that I beat. I love Alan Wake. That was an action story game that I fell in love with. I kind of adore the way they told that story. Weather Fox, yes, and that will be happening this month. Zan's out right now. We need to plan the day. But that is what I was doing on the first day Zan was gone, Friday, after I dropped status off at the airport. I did a lot of work for the show, so yes, those are planned. Now we just need to pick the day. And by the way, get ready for it. There will be a stream prior to it. Might as well announce this. It's not a secret. Our next Patreon big streaming day where you all get to join will be Among Us, and the show before that will have Among Us giveaways. We will be giving out a few copies of the game. Of finances, so we bought an Xbox just to play it. QQH, that's funny. Yeah, Diablo 3 was fun. I liked the end game of Diablo 3. I wasn't the biggest fan of the lead up to that. And then the end game of Diablo 3 was still classic Diablo with just lots of clicking and making your character perfect and so not really my style. I loved original D&D when I was original D&D. Diablo 1, huge game from my childhood. Diablo 2, huge game for my friends. We would land that game all the time. I kind of fell out on 3, and I haven't even looked at 4 yet. That's a bit sus. God damn it, Tantaru. All right, our next question goes to Tikel. Tikel asks, what's your favorite moment in Baldur's Gate 3 so far? Wow, Tikel. Wow. Okay. This is very early in the game. I got to go with my Dark Passenger. Okay, so I am playing a bad guy. I am used to playing the bad guys in RPGs because I'm almost always running the game. I like letting my dark side come out because I do like running very dark and gritty storylines. I'm a huge fan of Shadowrun and of Cyberpunk because you're not the hero in the classic term. You're not the superhero. A guard can kick your ass. A few townspeople can offer you a challenge. A bullet matters. Getting shot, that's the style of game I like running. D&D isn't like that, and I love running D&D too for different reasons. But playing a dark character has always just been Murder Hobo. every game that you play, and there's exceptions, don't get me wrong, but even then, those exceptions are a few lines of dialogue. You're just a murder hobo. So I played Dark Passenger in Baldur's Gate 3, which is the game's way of saying, are you going to be a murder hobo? Do this, and the story will change to revolve around that. Very early in the game, you find a portal. Their portal is malfunctioning. This is how you fast travel in the game, and sticking out of that portal is an arm. You can hear them yelling, help me, pull me out. My main character... Oh, yeah, you can resist the Dark Urge, too, and try to play a reformed Dark Urge. You still get cutscenes where you're like, yeah, I'd like to see their insides. I'd really like to see their insides. It's fucked up. It's really cool. So in this one, the hand is sticking out of the portal. Now, I'd already played. I had played in pre-release. I know what happens with this hand. So I was like, oh, yeah, Tikel, the only reason I'm spoiling this is because it's so early in the game. When you get that hand, if you have Arcana, you can stabilize the portal and help him step out. If you have Strength, you can grab his arm and pull him out. If you have neither of those, you have 2 chances to hopefully luck into a successful roll on, I want to say, a 10 Arcana roll, so you still got 50-50, or like a 15 Strength roll, so not easy. You'd have to fail both of them to lose this character, but you can lose him. He is a playable character that you can lose immediately at the beginning of the game, and I think that's cool. Dark Passenger has a non-roll line. There's no dice roll associated into it. And all it is imagine biting that hand. Bite it. Oh, Tikel, I didn't even know that one. If you're a rogue, you can use sleight of hand to get them out. That's amazing. So, imagine biting the hand. I had to know. So I imagined. It went into a line of dialogue that went into my imagination. Grasping the hand, pulling it up, putting it into my mouth, biting it off. The screen fades, the portal is closed, there's a hand laying on the ground. I have not seen that character again. And my gay vampire, because of that, it's one of the reasons I think that he just came out to me as a vampire instead of getting the cutscene that everyone else is getting of you catching him trying to bite your neck while you sleep. You catch him trying to bite your neck while you sleep, and now you have options to murder him on the spot or talk through it. For me, I didn't need to. He's just like, hey, I'm a vampire. I'm like, I know. It's very obvious to me. That's cool. And he goes like, wow, you're really laissez-faire about this. Great. And he is a better friend of mine now. Yeah. Super, super amazing. There's a bardic magic option for bards too to get through the portal. This is what I'm talking about. The game has so many... The first thing you're going to do in this game is find an encampment. The encampment has a problem. At this point in my playthrough, and I'm not talking about, oh, you can kill person A or kill person B. I'm talking about 7 wildly different ways to deal with this problem. 7. And they're all quests. They pop up. You're not, there are some things you just kind of got to work your way through. But there's 7 different quests that will let you complete this mission. Some of them being horrific, some of them being very murder hobo-y, some of them never involving combat. And then I found number 8. My Dark Passenger found a way to be a murder hobo without ever swinging a sword. Boozy, I did. I did go murder hobo in the goblin encampment, and I succeeded without ever killing a person. That being said, when you walk out of the castle, there are about 25 corpses. I killed none of them. The game is brilliant. The game is brilliant. All right, going to the next question. We're going to go over to Briggs. Good to hear from you, buddy. If there was a chain of vehicle repair shops run by kobolds, would it be called Pepbolds or Yip Boys? Dude, definitely Yip Theys. Yip Theys. So, you know, things happen, mistakes. The Goblin Prisoner. Yeah, you can do quite a few things with the Demon Lemur Nick. I have it's a weird thing that I do. If I get a term in my, okay, do you guys know the show 6 Feet Under? It's an old HBO show about a family running a mortician, about running a funeral home. So when we first started watching that show, I called it Just Shoot Me because it is a very depressing, brilliant show. I cannot get that out of my head to the point where if I'm in casual conversation, I have to mentally change the words Just Shoot Me with 6 Feet Under. It's a thing I do. I've been calling the evil run for that Dark Passenger for so long because of Dexter. Hey guys, if you could knock that one out if we have a mod in here, thank you. Is a Dexter? Oh, is that the name in Baldur's Gate? Good. Thank you, Tikel. Really appreciate it. Okay, I forgot the question. Sorry, I cannot begin to describe you how into this game I am right now. Oh, Moonshine. They are doing a over-the-top good job on the difference between demons and devils. Demons and devils in D&D are two sides of the same coin. Devils, lawful, evil, lawful. They have rules. They have hierarchy. It's not generals leading a battle. This is cities. These are governors. These are people who run your lives the same way that our government does. Demons, chaotic evil. Evil because they're evil. They have commanders. They have people who rule because they are in charge. They are the most powerful. You are afraid of them, or they have literal mental control over you. Demons and devils are nothing alike. Baldur's Gate 3 has done such an amazing job of showing you the difference between those two. Bot can use the internet now. All right, it was Pepbolds or Yip Boys. Yeah, definitely Yip Theys because they would repair your car, but it would probably run a little bit differently at that point. Like, these are kobolds. They are so engineering savvy, they make traps. Your car would no longer be an internal combustion engine. Your car would turn into the most Rube Goldberg fucking amazing vehicle. You push that pedal and it hits the marble, which wakes up the hamster, which goes into a multi-gear structure where that hamster is putting out 200 pounds of torque. However, that hamster is actually just a polymorph kobold. You need to fill up your car with Red Bull. I don't know. Hey, Bad Kid, I did see your message earlier and then I forgot. My bad. Sorry you're going through so much shit, man. It's good to see you again and best of luck. Oh, yeah, Gray Fox, and you can get deep and dark and fucked up in that game. I did, yesterday, I found a bugbear. I opened a door, went into a cutscene, and found a bugbear screwing a female ogre. That was the whole cutscene, and I loved it. It was hysterical. It was fun. I made a bad dialogue option. They attacked me. I probably could have just left, and they would have just kept going, and I could have left them alone. Kind of a spoiler, but you might miss it. You might miss it. If you interrupt their lovemaking, and do the wrong dialogue options so that they attack you, which I don't know how not to get them. I've only seen it once. If you kill them and then afterwards use disguise self on your character, your talker, if you're disguised, they don't recognize you as the person who killed them, which means you can use Speak with Dead. If you talk to them, you find out what you interrupted, and you're a monster. It's fucking brutally brilliant. Very few people are ever going to find that because of how hard it is to make it where you need to know. You need to have Speak with Dead. You need to know that you can't speak with a dead person you killed. You need to know you can speak to a dead person you killed if you disguise self. It's going to be fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Weather Fox, that's amazing. If you disguise yourself and then speak with a person you killed, you can then talk to them. You need to know the rules of your spells, man. I've been playing D&D since I was a fucking teen. I know all the rules for the classic spells. There's a lot of weird shit, and it's all there. It's all in this game. This is the best representation of the core rules of D&D that I've ever seen. All right. I've got one more question to go. At least from what the early ones, and then I will refresh the screen. I was working on cleaning out a few things. Oh, I'm sorry. This one's from Matthew. Matthews, thank you so much. I was working on cleaning out a few things of mine at my parents' house this morning. Old awards, games, art projects, all state medals, etc. It was a fun walk down memory lane. Many items were from when I was in high school 20 plus years ago. Matthew, that's fucking awesome. I love that. I found the earliest use of my name Matthew in a junior high art project that I did in 1996. Badass. When and how did your fandom names originate? What's the earliest thing that you have those names on? Dude, great question. Give me 2 seconds. I want to refresh the screen to see if anything else came in. And that is our last question of the day. So it's what we're finishing off on. So, the earliest use of the name Alkali and where it came from. So, I am a monster. Yeah, X and Dev, little baddie. I got to reload some immediate. Weather Fox, some bosses let you talk to them. Not all, but some do. Some do. Especially if you go murder hobo on those goblins. Definitely disguise self. It's worth it. There's some secrets. Okay, so the first use of the name Alkali was LARPing. Alkali was the name of my original fighter at LARP, and it comes from the periodic table of elements. It was the full name of the original Alkali character. Alkali, iodine, Alkali. Fuck, I can't remember it anymore. But basically, the periodic table, alkali, iodine, sodium, bismuth. Alkali, iodine, sodium, bismuth. If you use it, alkali is bi. That's the periodic table names. Then shortened to alkali, bismuth, and now in the fandom, just alkali. It was my original fighter's name. And yes, I still do have some of those character sheets in a folder. So that would be the first use of alkali. That being said, I've been alkali since my first day in the fandom. I always used that name. And then I started using that process to make all of my character names. So first one was alkali. The second one was yttrium silver. The next one was Keldrock Livtung Doog. Was that one breaks from habit. Keldrock was the first time I played a character that had no dark side. He was basically a lawful good character who might makes right, but was a good person. So it was the first time I played a PC at LARP where I was just playing a straight good guy. So it was Keldrock Livtung Doog. Livtung Doog being good, not evil backwards. And then finally, the final one, I had others, but one of the bigger ones was Piri. Periodic Table. Periodic Table was my final Nero character that I played for a while. I had others, but yeah. Alkali is definitely my favorite name out of all of them. It sounds like a name to me. I like that one. I've been using it forever. I don't ever plan on stopping. So yeah, that's the origin of the Alkali name. And I hope I get to use it forever. It's weird. I've started using it more and more in real life. I mean, this is my job now. That is my stage name. And honestly, like, yeah, I talk to random people and that's great, but some of these people I'm talking to want my name because they want to find this shit online, and it's hard to find my shit when your name is Daniel Smith. You can't search for me on Google. It doesn't work. Dozer, I like a challenge. Sir Philin LeBlanc, I love it, Moonshine. That's good. That's good. Oh, man. All right, guys, we have about 45 minutes left of the show today. Thank you for joining us. At this point, we will go over to the chat. Any questions that you guys have, any topics you want to talk about, throw them in there, and that's where we're going today. Also, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe if you have a chance. We always appreciate the support, guys. Thank you. Oh, man. Yeah, is there a like? Oh, what is it on Twitch? It's follow. Follow and subscribe. Sorry. Will you have more wolves? It depends on if I have a druid. Bad Kid, very much so. I cannot wait for Megaplex. I am disappointed we're leaving the resort. It had such a good feel to it. I know we're going to like more of a corporate hotel, but that's how furry cons work, and I've heard that this place is an amazing rooftop pool. I'm excited. I'm excited. So, yeah, and it looks like now we're driving, which is, oh boy, we are going to be driving to Megaplex, so I'm kind of looking forward to a nice 2-day trip down to Florida. I got to head over to the head shop, get us some weed on the way there. It'll be nice. Yeah, you know me. I like driving. I love the van. It's a fun trip. Oceaner, we just refilled the AC in the van. We just did that. My buddy showed me how. It took 3 canisters of that Freon to refill. The van was so empty on the Freon. Yeah, found out that's why my AC wasn't working. Just gone. The thing's got 100 and some thousand miles on it. Yeah, it had never been refilled. Yeah, but I like that drive. I mean, I've done Georgia before. I've driven all the way to Georgia and back. That didn't bother me too much. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, I can't wait for this heat wave to break. I cannot wait. It has been so just overly humid here in Chicago. Yesterday, we actually had a nice day because we had 2 days of rain. And we had cloud cover, so the humidity didn't come out, and it reminded me how comfortable I could be. Damn it. And no, you know me. I love a good drive. It's so nice to see some of this country. Like, I'll probably do Florida without using a highway. There's so many cool, like, rural routes that you can take. I have seen some of the craziest shit on my drives. And some, don't get me wrong, highways can be beautiful too. Coming home from South Carolina, North Carolina, the Raleigh-Durham area, there is a highway about an hour out. Realizing to join us in 16 days. Oh, I can't wait to see our friends from Brazil. I fucking love those guys. There is a highway on the way home back to Chicago in South Carolina that on the way in they have a big, beautiful sign showing their, their township's logo, which is the sun peeking over this beautiful mountain face with a road driving right into the mountain. It's very cool looking. It's sharp. It stands out. I like it. About 2-3 minutes later, you come around a turn on the highway, and you are on a long stretch of highway leading right into the mountain that's depicted from. A beautiful, right out of a fucking anime, peak-topped snow peak mountain that the highway looks like it's heading right against. It is one of the more beautiful things I saw while driving. And of course, I had just left Raleigh-Durham very early in the morning. The sun had just started coming out from behind the mountain. Beautiful. Beautiful. But side roads, too. You get to see some cool parts of the country. You get to see some scary parts, too. Driving around and seeing somebody who their entire front lawn was covered in hand-carved, hand-painted wooden statues of the Statue of Liberty, all of them wearing bright red MAGA Trump hats. Not the hat itself, carved and hand-painted into a bunch of different sizes statues. It was this guy's job. I will never poo-poo someone's talent. That is amazing that he made all those. Horrifying, but amazing. Right, Demon Lemur? I was like, Yeah, no, I like those. You run into some of the friendliest people driving down rural routes because now you're at gas stations that only exist because there's a town of 100 people and they need a convenience store. Those are the best people to have conversations with. You find out some of the best places to eat if you talk to them about local things. Wisconsin, they directed me to a bar. They said, oh, best chicken wings you'll ever have. All right, sounds cool. I go to this dive bar, size of this garage. The bar has enough room to fit 2 people behind it. The bar doesn't have a wet sink. They have to go into the back room to use the sink. There's no running water behind this bar. And then I ordered the wings. Fuck me. Some of the best wings I've ever had, well-made drinks, and I happened to be there on open bar fucking, what do you call those? Bloody Mary night. A full Bloody Mary table with all the equipment. Was it on a little side table? No. They just took one of the dining tables and turned it into an all-you-could-drink Bloody Mary bar. I would have never found that if I didn't stop at a gas station that probably, like, wooden wall looks like a hoarder's gas station. The guy told me to go. Fuck yeah. I love shit like that. Oh, bad kid, I have every intention. The world's largest thermometer was next to an awesome Greek restaurant. That's amazing. See, that's the kind of shit I love. I love finding those little things. Oh, yeah, bad kid. No, I know you guys are brother-sister kind. I love that. I love that. Barstow? Schnur, are you saying? I missed that one. Demon Lemur Nick, exactly. And I like getting to see the country. Like, how many people are lucky enough that they get to travel around and kind of see this beautiful place? Like, when we do, it's really a shame. We were about to hit Vervana and do a big road trip, but unfortunately, that's just not working out right now. One of the best parts of that trip was going to be stopping and seeing all the beautiful things on the way there. I wanted to see the Badlands. We were going to travel through the Dakotas. I wanted to see Mount Rushmore. But you know what? I don't plan on stopping this, so when we go, we'll take pictures. In fact, next time Zanny is back, when Zanny comes back from their trip, we have pictures of the graffiti area in Chicago. If you've ever seen the very famous graffiti sign of the Chicago skyline written in 3D block letters in graffiti, that's the opening to a district where there's a few comedy clubs, an old theater, a lot of commercial, but all of the buildings are tagged with these beautiful murals. And we have a ton of pictures from that, so I can't wait to show you guys. Buc-ee's! Yeah, I've been to a Buc-ee's. I had to try it. I've also been to a Sheetz. You got to do those. You got to experience them. I know. Michigan. Oh, I've been through hell, Michigan. Hell yeah. Dude, I go to Michigan all the time. Michigan's one of my favorite places. One of the places I want to get back to. And, well, don't forget, if you're into camping or outdoor stuff at all, we're going to start plugging that more and more as it comes. The Dragon Show is doing a LARP. We are going to the Convergence LARP, I believe in October. And when we do, all the information will be right here on the stream for how to sign up, how to show up, where to go, what you're going to need. It'll all be here. If you guys want to join us for a LARPing experience as low-level characters, I'm starting a character. I'll only have one event under my belt. We'll all be in it together. Trust me, this group is amazing at explaining the rules. They are very big on new players. And two of the guys that ran it are people I've been playing Nero with for years. This is like the third iteration of Nero. It was original Nero, two other versions of Nero with different rules, and this is like the fourth one. And I really think they got it. So I'm excited. Hopefully some of you can join us. It will be in, I want to say it's Michigan or Wisconsin. I want to say Michigan. It's Michigan. It's Michigan. Demon's so humid. So humid. Every road trip requires a stop at a Waffle House. I'm not big on eating in the morning when I'm traveling. A lot of my food stops are, it's more like Sheets. Sheets and any of those little gas station stop and gulps. Those are usually what I do. Oh, Boozy. Actually, I'm going to give you two answers, Boozy. So let's start with Nero. The LARP I played for years, we had what's called an orange headband. You put on an orange headband, you are not combat applicable, you can't get hit, and they had a rule where a NPC could point at you and say, "Page, I slay thee," and then you would die and you'd have to get healed like a normal player, but you were part of the game. You couldn't be part of the combat. Convergence has that. You still have a very old friend of mine who's been at Nero before I started. He has more experience than I do. He's got some medical problems. He cannot be part of the fight. Not only is the game built where you can build an in-town character, the tavern is no combat applicable because people have, think of it like a dealer's den. There are people who set up tables in there. There are people who have stuff in there. So no combat in the tavern. So if you want to be safe all weekend, you make an in-town character and you stay in the tavern. If there's an attack in town, you walk into the tavern. Every player knows, every NPC, the bad guys know that they're just going to leave you alone. They just kind of let the game play itself out. On the other hand, I dragged Elandrin on a fight module because we knew at the end of the module there was going to be a puzzle involving dwarven runes. Elandrin was a master at the runic art. We took him with. The first thing we did was talk to the NPCs and tell them, they're like, yeah, we know he's not combat applicable. It's like, how are we going to deal with this? Well, first off, Elandrin was also one of the classes that has conversational combat abilities. He has the ability to do like hideous laughter. He yelled at an NPC who was coming at him, cast his spell, no packet, no sword, and the NPC fell to the ground laughing. He had a defense. The game is built to work with the disabilities. This new game is leaps and bounds better as long as you are okay with sleeping in a cabin. It will be warm. You will be in a spring bed. They're not the most comfortable, but it works. If you are capable of doing that, you are capable of playing this game. I am 6'8". I have a bad knee. My back, I can't lift a lot of weight. I am still LARPing with the best of them. Your disabilities will not enter into the game. I really recommend it, and also it's a great way to get out of the house and get a little bit of exercise. You're outside, you're walking around a lot, you stay in character, you're part of the story, you're a part of the town. Do it. Do it. Yeah, QQH, you could do that. I don't run. I will walk quickly. I don't run. Oh, yeah, Bad Kid. I love gun-based LARPs. Gun-based LARPs are different, and I do like that. But yeah, no. And the game is made for you to play however you want. There's one character in the game who's very athletic. He is playing kind of like an assassin archer type. Now, he's newer at the game. I like the kid. But he's new enough at the game, he doesn't understand team combat yet. And you know how this is one of those classic things. You know how rich people will sit there and tell you, bootstraps, all you got to do is try, never mentioning the fact that their daddy is the reason that they have their job. This kid is so athletic, and he's got a bow. His entire strategy for the game is shoot, run away. Shoot, run away. He is devastating. He is such a good player when it comes to the combat. He is such a good ally to have. But he also goes back to the temp's like, why are you guys in a big pile? You got to run all over the place. Everyone should be separate. Just run and attack and run. It's like, dude, no one can do that. We're in a shield line. We are all fighting as a team. It's okay for you to run out. And if you have the skill, go kill things on your own. But no, if you get dropped behind enemy lines, it's now our job to come save you. He's got the skill. He's fine. But don't tell players like me who are barely able to walk that we should be running all over the place and doing fucking America versus Britain style attack and runs. Well, that's another one for you, Boozy. In this game, if you have any kind of magical skill whatsoever, your item matters. Take a staff. Pick up a staff. You get 5 times a battle 2-point elemental something. Or no, 5-point because it's a staff. You don't want to carry a big weapon? Put a little orb in your pocket. That's your activate item. Now you get 3 times 2-point elemental whatever the fuck you have. It's a clever system that lets everyone play the game the whole day. Most of the skills aren't per day, they're per encounter. You just need to head back to town and rest for 10 minutes. You get everything back. Got a bard? If they tell you a story, it's 5 minutes. Got a good bard? They can give you spells. First level character? Grab a few bards. You just got as much spells and skills as a high level character for one encounter. It's a brilliant game, and I can't wait for you guys to try it. Shanur? That'd be the funniest shit ever. 2 minutes instead of a command post. The event was so awesome. You did something before you didn't pull here. You could be shot in the middle of the night. Bad Kid. Now that is old school Nero. The 24 hours of gameplay. This game still has it, but there is a feel of security in your cabin. Old school Nero, you played for 24 hours. If you didn't have magical defenses on your building, you could be attacked in the middle of the night. They've kind of gotten away from that. It's not as prevalent anymore. I loved that part of the game. I think a lot of players aren't as big on that anymore. We're adults now. Yeah, that is a fun part, but some people just want to go out, have a good time, and still sleep. Oh yeah, QM. Yeah, you could bring a kid. Get permission beforehand if you're bringing a toddler. But if you're there with the parents, they're not gonna grab a real knife. You're fine. Oh, the tavern sitters are the best. My character is more of a tavern sitter and go out for the talkies. I've got spells, but for the most part, unless they need a backup something on a module or a thinker, I don't go. I just sit around at the tavern. So yeah, bear in mind, guys, that's something that is going to happen. It's going to start happening soon. If you're interested, keep your eye on this stream, and we will figure it out. We're going to give you all the information you need to be there. And the music stopped. 1 second. There we go. Threw on some more music for us. Oh, Boozy, hell yeah. And Boozy, I've got a classic walking stick with a hook at the end that you can put on a lantern, which I also have. So yeah, when you come, we're going to make you look like a total badass. Bad Kid, I love shit like that. Who else out there is LARP? Who out there is never LARPed, but you're interested? So we've been talking about Baldur's Gate a lot, and that's something that not everyone is going to get to experience or may not even enjoy. But let's talk about something that maybe some of you hadn't experienced, and maybe you can. Let's talk about LARPing. Let's talk about. So we have people in there that are interested in LARPing but have really never done it. Guys, that's how we're going to finish this one off. LARPing questions, no matter. Oh! Welcome to the chat, little Splandron. Little Spland. Slippin' Little Slippin' Dawn. Vamp LARP is different. Vamp LARP is paper, rock, scissors for combat. I do not hate those games. Those are very good at really upping the role play. But I do, I'm old school and I'm still kind of a nerd jock at heart. I like the combat. I mean, I'm not good at it anymore. Every time I go, I still go NPC for 2 hours just so I can fight a bit. Bad Kid, you have a wonderful day, buddy. So, Demon Lemur Nick, when you want to talk about writing for a LARP is probably one of the most surreal, and it just feels good, especially if you're into improvising. Because writing for LARPing, you can't really write a story. I've seen people do it, but the problem is the game is being created by the players, not by you. You create the world. You create the actors in the world. You don't create what happens. So writing for LARP is a lot different because what you're writing is a baseline. My version of writing for LARP is even more different. All I do is create world and characters. Now, I don't mean I'm like, I created Dave and he is a rogue and he doesn't like you. No, I'm talking about creating characters that have backstories, that have reasons to do things, not what they're doing. They have to have a part of them that they would never break, a emotion that is so core to their character. The classic, love. I do everything for the love of humanity. Fuck having love for a woman or the love for a man. We've all done that one. I believe in adventurers so much that the fact that you guys, there's some of you that are bad, I have judged your town because I believe he's coming from a good place. Now, what's his negative emotion? Pride. I know that I am right. I know that my solution is the best. Those are fucking powerful emotions, and now that is going to create that character. And on top of that, what is that character doing? This is an overarching villain. What's he doing? Oh, he's specifically messing with the PCs. What's he doing? He is trying to make them realize the error in their ways. That's his goal. How does he accomplish that? Without PC intervention. That's a harder one because it's about the PCs. But what would his plan be? What would he do if no one fought him on that? And all of those pieces of information give me the answer in the moment to anything that you do. What is he doing when you're not around? That's something I need to know, and that's how I write LARP. It's a weird way of writing, and it creates the most weird, fluid stories. And a fluid story matters to me when the story can be changed by the PCs. I change stories all the time when I play. My character never does anything the traditional way. Yeah, fights are great, but why are we fighting? Can we make friends with these guys? Can we avoid the battle altogether? Can I learn things about these creatures that changes the whole fact of the matter? Or, why are they there? Why are we fighting them? They're on this farm, fine. They just rose from the dead, fine. This farmer needs them killed, fine. You guys go take care of that. I'm going to go find out why they rose from the dead. And that's where the story comes in. It is a story being written by the players and the plot team at the same time. The plot team has a story, and you guys change it constantly. Exactly, Boozy, exactly. Silence, I didn't blackmail the goblins. I blackmailed the, what do you call those? Mercenaries. Where the game, I've only played one of these LARPs before. So my character right now, this is an island. This island became the center point for people teleporting for an unknown reason. People teleporting got teleported to this island. People on boats at the time where this island, I don't know, came into existence, or people on boats crashed, and now they're trapped here. So these people who were, merchants, traders, people just going to find a new place to live are now trapped on an island. They made a refugee camp. On this island is a band of mercenaries. They were on a boat. They made their own separate refugee camp in a small town that couldn't handle them. They're destroying this town. So when they went to the refugee camp and found out that one of their biggest problems is they're in an orc-infested area, the orcs are not actually that bad. It's just the humans have an idea of how they want to live, and the orcs aren't all for that. So my character's goal became making this a area where these two races could live together, a safe space. Orcs, can you defend us? What would that take? People, can you help the orcs by living in this town? Can you actually make the equivalency of a green city, pun intended? And then I found out there was mercenaries in a random town. So what did I do? You were supposed to go take care of these mercenaries. They are making this town horrible. It's a town with 100 people. 300 mercenaries have descended on them. The taverns are trashed. It's a giant fight area. No one is happy. So I went over there and convinced the mercenary captain, there is a place where not only could you make money, but you could become a leader. They need guidance. You run these mercenaries, and right now you're doing a shit job because after having a conversation with you, you can't control them because they have nothing to do. I gave them the solution, and right now my character is running the mercenary encampment. I am getting items so people having a rough time can be teleported to this mercenary encampment. That is my character's goal. And why did I tell you this? Do I want to sound like a badass? No, because that wasn't a story. That wasn't something the plot team came up with. That wasn't a solution. It was something a player did. And that is LARPing. That is D&D. Fuck what the plot team wants you to do. Know what's going on in the story, but fuck the story. What are you going to do? That's why I want you guys to play LARPing. It's another world, and it's wonderful. Okay, so Boozy's got one. World of Darkness character was mortal. He was a dirty cop who took bribes and to hide the fact vampires existed. Dart the Coward was... Oh my god, I love Dart the Coward. Yep, Dart the Coward. I love that. The first time Dart decided to be brave and not flee from the tavern was under attack, he had a chance. The rest of the people of the tavern teleported away on their own, leaving Dart to die alone. Exactly. Now we're talking about character growth. Character growth, because who decides when a character grows? In a story, the author does. The author is going to let them have those moments. In LARPing, those are opportunities. Did you grow? What are you going to do different? Because if you never want to grow, you never have to. It's all up to you. LARPing is what you make of it, and I really, really want you to try it. So hopefully some of you join us in September. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right, 15 minutes left of the show. Do you guys have any questions, LARPing related or other? We can go into that. Sorry, I can literally talk about LARPing all day. It was part of... LARPing has been part of my life longer than even furry has, and I was probably as big of the LARPing community as I am in the furry community. I've run the games for untold years. Heroic fantasy music in the back. Hell yeah, Weather Fox. How do you find LARPing places? I'd say your best bet is actually going to be Reddit. There's a pretty good LARPing community around there. Cobalt! But going online and literally looking it up, there's a ton of LARPing. They need an online presence. I hate to say this. I hate it. Facebook, all of them are on Facebook. I'm on a Discord server right now that you have to play an event before you can join it, but Convergence has a Discord server for all of us to do things. But yeah. Oh, I want to go to a furry LARP. Oh, I want Deadlands! I love Deadlands! Oh, by the way, yes, there are furries in Convergence. Yes, you can play furry. They are a makeup race. I do not recommend wearing your fursuit. It will get fucked up. Oh, I love Deadlands. Deadlands was always one of my favorites. My tabletop crew hated Deadlands because we played original Deadlands, and you want to talk about a confusing in-battle movement system? Original Deadlands had a confusing in-battle movement system. Oh, I love the Weird West. I love the Weird West. Wasted West is good for a lot of reasons too, but Weird West is just my bitch. Yeah, you can play as a fox. Yeah, deck of cards to cast out of kobolds, deck of cards to cast spells. Yeah, you can play any animal. Animal races are just one of the races in the game. Convergence, you just pick your race, you spend experience points on its advantages. There's disadvantages you can take. Yes, you can play anything. Dingo Doodles, they have animated their campaign. Jealous. Redden, yes, being a mute would be a problem because if you're in combat, you need to cast your spells. I want to see a fully animated D&D game. That sounds awesome. Yeah, Redden, sorry, it's called conversational combat. Your character can be a mute, but you need to be able to speak to call your, because don't forget, you have to show each other like how much damage are you swinging. Hitting somebody with a sword does stuff, but they need to know how much damage you're doing. So the flavor of damage, your spells. So yes, you do need to talk. Oh, yeah, no, Redden, I totally get that. Yeah, that's just not something that could possibly work just because of how the game works. That would be like saying, can I run a marathon without legs? Like, there are ways to do that. It changes the rule of the game. Yeah, my apologies, bud. Demon Lemur Nick, everyone does that, yes. There are so many ways to get tiny spells in this game. You see a ton of people holding a sword in one hand, a shield in the other, and behind that shield in their fist, all their spell packets between their fingers. Yes, multi-classing is key to enjoying a game. Going straight through, yeah, you're powerful, but who cares about being powerful? Have abilities, have fun. Are you Post Malone? No, I am not Post Malone. I'm Adam Sandler. Control, oh my God. Week-old grocery store sushi? I think that would be a nausea call. I would put that as a nausea call. Post Malort? Now that I am. I am Post Malort. You know what the sad thing is? I only keep one bottle of Malort at home. It only comes out when I show out-of-towners Malort. And I'm getting a little disappointed how low it's getting. That means I have helped drink part of a bottle of Malort, and I don't like that. Be careful out there, Demon. I know you guys are going through some pretty crazy weather events right now. Arm, always. Always. Yeah, and this is LARPing. Like, don't get me wrong, you need abilities. You need to be able to play the game. But the way you play the game is you. Who cares if you can scry? That's nice. The story is what's important. Who cares if you could throw a fireball? Yeah, that's nice, but why are you throwing it? Is it just to kill that goblin? Cool, throw your fireball. But, yeah, is your character solving problems with force? Great! Make sure that's part of the character and not just, yeah, I'm really strong, let's go murder. Make it part of the character. Redden, I mean, what you could do is talk to the plot team, but I would have no way to deal with that because that's literally core rules. You need to verbalize what you're doing because everything is delivered in the same way. It's being hit by a sword, hitting with a sword, being hit by a spell packet, hitting with a spell packet. So everything you do are those 2 things, really, but 4 things. You need to be able to differentiate between what you're doing, and there's no way to do that without conversation. So I don't know what they would be able to do. I've just been out of Mage. The campaign is supposed to pop up. I've been playing for 3 years every weekend. Yeah, see, I love games that last forever. The longest continuous storyline I was ever in was 9 years of my playing, and I believe 14 years of real life. The old Hadron storyline from Nero, Chicago. A city of people that had always been there. It was a place you could go, but if you went, the plot person running it would at some point say, a ground fog envelops your feet. And then after a while, it envelops your waist. Then after a while, the ground fog is up to your neck. And at that point, any small creature you can no longer hit with spells. They would just call infinite dodges. And you knew that, and it was very obvious. And then, if you were still in town when it went over your head, go resurrect. You're dead. It was one of the very, very few ways you could just die. So, what's going on? It took 7 years real time to figure out what was happening. At that point, I was playing. It took a year of real time to figure out what we could do about what was happening. It took a month of time travel to realize that we were the cause. Yeah, they did time plot, full circle. It was our fault. We caused the creeper, which was the monster causing the... So 13 years into this, we finally were able to get rid of the fog and fight the creeper. 13 years real time, 9 years of me playing the game. For that event, 135 people showed up to Nero, Chicago. We spent all day Friday, all day getting everything that we thought was going to be needed to encounter the creeper inside of Old Hadron. Saturday morning, no one did anything. We prepped for the battle all day, getting tactics ready. Other people left town literally on supply runs. They were going to places that we knew, where people heard rumors about a group of bandits that were making gas globes, a very powerful item. We sent a team to go infiltrate them and either talk them out and take all their shit, or murder them all and take all their shit. So when the module came, we had stacks of items. We had a plan. We were ready. 120 people went into an area, 4 football fields in a square. That is the size of our field. And as the sun set, somebody drove their goddamn car onto the field. I'm standing there. We have been gearing up for this for weeks. We made sure everyone could be there. We helped our friends with gas money so they could travel for hours. And somebody's driving their car into the field like, guys, we're all in character. What's going on? And why does that car have eyeballs on the... The creeper entered the field. The creeper was a giant farm tractor. The front of it, huge domes with eyeballs painted in. As they entered the field, they turned on the lights, which were hooked up to a generator. The whole fucking thing glowed. In the day, it looked like a piece of shit covered in garbage. At night, it looked like a giant beetle crawling through the field of battle. Behind it was the trailer that we used for hay rides. In the back, 20 bad guys. 20 bad guys throwing boulders represented by giant taped up beach balls. Throwing rocks represented by huge pieces of carved foam. Just whipping these at us. The beach ball was not a rock, it was an egg. They would throw it, it would hit us for damage, and NPCs who were waiting would spawn from it and attack the field. The giant rocks were delayed blast fireballs. 5 hours, we fought this thing. People died. It was an incredible battle. And when it finally ended, when we finally figured out the trick, which was taking out all the legs at the same time and using a necromancer's spell to stop it from regenerating, which, by the way, was illegal in-game. We had to go against what we knew to be horrible and get one of the townspeople that we all knew was a hidden necromancer. We just kind of let him do his thing. I had to pull him off to the side and have him cast the ritual to put misery into this creature so it couldn't regenerate. And when it was finally immobilized, the whole field had to protect me. As Steve rolled out a garbage bag made from 30 garbage bags taped together in a tube, because we attacked the thing's asshole, broke its carapace, its guts rolled out onto the field of battle, and inside, as I stripped down to my boxer shorts, I crawled through 50 feet of garbage bags with my two friends on the outside. I did have a safe there. They had safety for me. Filled with a little bit of KY jelly. I had to crawl through this thing into the creature's chest cavity. Inside, there were two more villains that I had to take on, well covered in lube, with one sword. Thankfully, I still had abilities. I dropped them and used a plot attack to take down the creeper. 13 years. It took 13 years. It was KY. I always say chocolate pudding. Steve didn't want me covered in sugar. It was KY. I always tell the story with chocolate pudding. Nah, they wouldn't do that to me. So yeah, came out, killed the thing. We went back to town and celebrated, and that was one of the very few times that even with that weight, I absolutely stayed in my boxers for the rest of the night because I was not getting my nice costume covered in lube. That's what LARPing is. LARPing is a shared story with a group of people who a few times every year get together to see what happens next. It's a story that you run. I really hope you guys try LARPing with us in October. A lot more information is going to be coming out for that soon. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And I think it is time for Baldur's Gate with Boozy! Somebody in chat, could you let me know if Boozy is live? Because it is time for that pass. Well, I'm waiting for that info, and I'm so sorry. You know me. I don't like bringing this up as much as I have been. It's something I need to do now. It's something I need to do. Guys, if you've enjoyed this, please don't forget to hit that follow and subscribe button. I really hope you enjoy what we're doing here. If you have a moment, throw some biddies into the cup. You guys are keeping the lights on over here. Of course, subscribing always helps. If you have a Prime membership, you have a free subscription to Twitch. Don't necessarily use it here, but please use it. No reason Bezos shouldn't lose that $5. And of course, if you have a moment and you really like what we're doing, there are little things that you get advantage for, but check out our Patreon. It really helps. Thank you guys for being here. It means the world to me. Jorig, thank you for those biddies. Seriously, it means the world to me. Guys, this has been The Dragon Show. We will be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. for some Jackbox gaming. So join us if you want a nice, calm, easy night to start off your week with and chill out with all of the Dragon Show peeps and fans. We're going to be passing you over to Boozy Badgie. I'm so tired. Raid. Okay. Raid, and this is a Boozy Badger without a space. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of Invalid News. Oh, I put a space. God damn it. Raid. There we go. All right, raid has been created. Boogie. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, this has been The Dragon Show. My name is Alkali. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a wonderful day, and good night. See y'all soon.